So, greetings. This is the Rage Rerun video I'm recording. I'm going to release before the Rage Rerun. Now, the next triple rerun is Horla, Dorisine, Munchette. It is the worst triple rerun for new player the game has had, because the only low investment unit is Horla that can work E1, E0. Doresain and Mouchette are both extremely bad for new players, but this is going to be a long video where I yell at you fucking dirty degenerates for watching these Rage Rerun videos instead of my actual overview videos, okay? Because you guys are scum. I hate you. So those guys who are new to me, I don't want to make these Rage Rerun videos. I have individual videos for every unit on my channel showcasing their comps, which I edit. People complain about lack of editing because I don't edit these videos. I don't edit the Rage Rerun videos. So, everyone watches them though. If you want the actual short version, go to my review videos or go to my team comp videos for those individual units where I explain shorter. I'm going to explain in depth in this video, but I'm going to yell at you. I'm going to be mad at you, and there's going to be no editing. I'm going to waste your fucking time. These videos are an hour long because I'm going over all 3 units. No editing. I have to go for all of them and showcase them. But this is what the people want. This is what the people want. So, I'm giving you what you want, you dirty degenerate scum. Okay, let's go back to my spreadsheet. You filthy, filthy scum watching these videos. So, their tiers, A, B, C, for invest on my general tier list. Now, those fucking retards who say Munchette is good, she's only good when whaled out. That's why she's A tier on the whaled out tier list. So, Horla, A tier, former S tier. I'm going to go over one by one. Must pull. Every team. Former S tier. The way I do my tier list, she didn't get nerfed. She would be S tier if it was a couple months ago. If she gets power crept or there are new units that are better S tier, I'll put them in S tier. I'll move down the units down one. So, if you're going with conventional standards, I would still consider S tier on other tier lists, because she works at E0, E1 on every team, and her wheel is S or A tier. Must pull for Corporal and other units. Is a very good wheel, one of the best wheels in the fucking game. So, free to play new players. How much to pull? E0 or 1? So, E0 or 1? Whale, E0 or 1? She's one of the few units that's like that. So let me explain Horla first. Again, for the 10th time. Because I did this Rage video again. Yo, those of you guys who have deja vu, me explaining Horla's kit, welcome to Deja Vu Part 5. So, I have Horla. 3 dupes. I'm never buffing her above E1. Ever. If I ever take her above E1, I will never play her again. I will never play her again, me personally. So let me explain to you what she does, real quick, in a random stage. So let's delete. Again, I didn't set all this up. I'm wasting your fucking time and my time, because you guys ask for these videos. You guys deserve nothing but for me wasting your time, or those of you guys who are in the gym and for whatever reason listen to this when you're falling asleep or working out. Apparently that's what some people do. They're fucking dirty degenerates. They're fucking freaks. But that's what people are into, I guess. Where's my Horla? There's my Horla. There's my Horla. Let's go. Let's go so I can explain to you this shit slowly, because you guys are putting up with me here. All garbage. Play 1 card and turn. I'm going to explain Horla emotions. This is her main thing. She's that one of the easiest units to use for most players. There you go. Emotions. When you play her card, in Leap, the first card played, it gives a permanent buff to your team. That's right, permanent. For the entire exploration stage. That's why she's A tier, former S tier. She's one of the best supports because you don't have to play her cards. You don't have to do anything. So most people stay in Snarl, Joy, or Grief. Almost no one uses Dirge. Now, the correct way to play her is to switch between emotions to trigger her gimmick. No one players does that way. If you ask 100 players, 99 players just sit in one stance forever. So let's say we're a Snarl gamer or anger mode. So if you play Snarl, this mode right here increases final damage by 26% and crit rate and crit damage gained by resplendent chapters. What does it do? It applies Vuln on E1 and it permanently buffs your damage for your entire team. Forever and ever and ever. It buffs it next turn. It buffs it the turn after. It buffs it until the day you die. Like that very relatively recent song. Until the day I die, I burn my heart for you. This is what you have to deal with on these Rage videos. You have to listen to me sing some of my favorite songs. Until the day I die, burn my heart. Okay, so that is her mode. What about Carolzom? Oh no, also notice why she's S tier or A tier? The emotions are really forever. The entire exploration. So that means if you play her card once and you never touch it again for your entire life, you delete all 4 cards. You delete all 4 cards, you're going to be in the same emotion you're going to want. So most players just sit in one emotion, and that's fine. But the most popular emotion is Carolzom. Why is Carolzom the most popular emotion to stay in? So, it's a 0-cost card. What it does is the only effect where it retains your entire hand. And any Arithmetica that is unused carries over to the next turn. So this allows you to stack up in Arc 1 to 100 mana if you want. In Arc 2 to 12 mana really easily. Let me go over her last 2 emotions. Elegy. What does Elegy does? Increase your shield, healing, and strength down effects by 26%. It's used on caster Horla comps. And what is the Dirge that no one uses? Increases your strength, counter gain, and poison inflicted. This is the emotion people use the least. Not to say it's not used, it's used the least. So that's why she's one of the best supports you can grab. She can go into any team, because any team can take advantage of all of her effects. So let's see if I go into... Let me plop her in a random team here. In a random team. Let me just do this. And I wouldn't ever do this, but because again, it's too many good units. So boom. I'm not gonna chase their wheels or anything. This is just a showcase. Maybe I shouldn't have done alert 1. 10 is gonna kill. Whatever. Whatever. So boom, insight. We Dirge. Now it buffs Pontos' strength 1. That's great. I just want to live until I get the Carolzom, so I can explain to you the benefits of this. Elegy, garbage. We're gonna swap emotion again. Well, we're not gonna get the emotion this battle for sure. Again, I'm wasting your time and mine explaining this. She goes into any team. Any team possibly want, she can fit in. So, Carolzom, the most popular emotion. So, on this team, for example, why would you want Carolzom? I didn't play a single card that turn. Or you end up with extra mana. You can save. This is the only unit in the game that can do that. This turn, we have 10 mana. And if I'm in Arc 1, you can just save. So if you have X cards, like Poncho's cards. You can save your mana for next turn. You have dog shit cards. You have dog shit cards, you can save mana. So let's say I poof here. I now have 11 mana to Gauntwards, for example. That's just an example. Those guys who are not retarded can figure out the use cases of Joy mode and why it's the most popular mode. And again, we can delete her card and never play a single one of her card again. You can just ignore the emotions from now on. From now fucking on, ignore the emotions forever. Because right now, we're in Joy mode. We haven't played a single card. We can just end turn, we keep the Gaunt in hand. This is the most popular emotion for a reason. People don't want to think. This turn, we have 11 mana. This is why she's very popular. So, that's why she's that tier. Now, let me explain to you why her E2 is dog shit for me. It kills her flexibility in comps. So, let me do an example I like to showcase here with Caster. So, not to say her OE and stuff isn't good. This is something you have to decide on your own. Whether it's worth it to you. Because once you hit her E2, you can never play her in this comp again. You can basically never play her in this comp again. Oh my gosh. What's going on? Okay, here we go. Unequip. There we go. As an example here. So, battle. So, what does her E2 does? It makes every fucking one of her cards retained. That means she's going to be castered to play in certain team comps where you want to play other cards or you want to fill your hand. Because her cards, all 4 are retained. So if you're ever in a situation where you get all 4 cards in your hand, you have to play some of them. You have to use mana. So on a caster comp where you want to just fill your hand with plumes and stay in grief mode, that means you have to play Horla cards. And remember, the Arc 2 gimmick is a Rift Harmony. After playing 10 cards, things get more expensive. So those 4 cards eat into a Rift Harmony. And that comes up frequently. So that's why she's extremely, extremely cancer. Extremely cancer to play E2. Especially in a Jellic comp. Especially in a Jellic comp. Let me go to replay real quick. Let me go to replay real quick here. And so I'm going to explain that portion. Where is my Jellic? I think it was a Repa. Here you go. I have her E1. If I had her E2, I'll basically almost never use her on a Jellic comp. Because remember, Jellic wants to play her Bloodthirsty Flails. You want to fill your hand with them. If you have to play Horla cards, you have to eat. So you have to sell her card. It's so bad. It's so fucking bad. It's one of the worst dog shit enlightens ever. Now, not to say on some comps it's not good to have it retained. You have the option. Sure. But it's always retained. Because you want to fill your hand with these Bloodthirsty Flails. Now imagine if you retain the comps. In comps where you keep so many cards, imagine if I have Horla cards here. Had to play them. I'm forced to play them. They're forcing me against my will to play the Horla cards. To empty my hand. So imagine if these 2 cards are retained. Dog shit. Because during this turn, let me see if the replay is the team. Yeah, I did not play the Elegy or the Carol. I could have played a Carol, but I chose not to. So, if I didn't play those turns, guess what happens? I'm at 8 out of 12 cards. If I had her E2. I'm at 8 out of 12 cards. If you're not retarded, you will know that every turn you draw 5 cards minimum, plus whatever card you could draw from relics or other effects. So that means I wasted 1 card. I wasted 1 card that turn. Actually, 3 cards, because I was generating a baby as well. I need my hand empty, but I want to play those cards I play. I don't want to play Horla cards. They cost mana. I don't want to play it. If you have her E2, you have to play them. Get them rid of your fucking hand. You have to get them out of your fucking hand. So you have to really decide. Do I need Horla's E2? Do I want the flexibility of Horla? Or am I only going to use her on very specific comps, which I don't need to, let's say, use her babies. I mean, not use her babies. Use her cards that often. Because right now, look at our hand. Our hand is all full of cards. Imagine if I have Horla cards here. I didn't use all my mana to play the Bloodthirsty Fails and all the Jellic cards. I can't afford to play your cards, Horla. I'm at a Rift Harmony. I'm playing Jellic here. I can't afford to play your cards. You needy woman. You needy E2 woman. If you get her E2, she demands too much. She's like the... You showed her too much. You showered her with too much love. Horla E0 and E1 is like the perfect wife who's been with you thick and thin. Thick and thin. She helped you through college as you're going to get your master's degree, finish your doctorate. You're going to medical school. She's working 9 to 5 shifts. She's working overtime while you're doing schooling. You're both poor and miserable, but you love each other. You love each other because you're poor and miserable. If you give her E2, the second you become a doctor, an accountant, the E2, you gave her too much. You spoiled her a little bit too much here. You spoiled her a little bit too much here. Okay? She's chained to you now. You owe her. Clearly. But you spoiled her too much. And she gets addicted to hardcore heroin. She's not the same Horla anymore. She's not the same Horla that was with you when you're in medical school. She has 4 retain cards that you have to pay every month off your credit card bills. Is it worth it? Is the 4 retain card costs worth it afterwards? You can't afford her heroin addiction. Cause you spoiled her. You spoiled her by giving her E2. She went out and got herself addicted to heroin. That's what happens when you hit E2 Horla. You cannot take her to normal places anymore. You cannot use her on a caster team. You cannot use her on a Jellic team. Let's think of a caster team as a nice, stable church outing with your extended family. You cannot take your Horla wife there. She's a heroin addict. She's gonna steal copper. She's gonna steal copper from all your family members that they're what? You can't take her to family functions. She's a heroin addict at AE2. If your caster is getting married to his gay boyfriend, you can't bring her here. She's gonna ask them for something like gay drugs. That's just the facts. You can't bring her to a Jellic party. She's gonna steal her jewelry. You can only bring her to raves and like bars and like concerts. Fine. You can think if you're going to Woodstock, her E2 is like, if you get her E2, she has those 4 retain cards. It's very good in a Woodstock comp or Burning Man. You would want to take you take her to Burning Man, you're saving money. You're saving money in this analogy, okay? You're taking Horla to Burning Man. Think of how much money you would save. She's be the life at the party at Burning Man. Is it worth not being able to take her to a caster wedding or a Jellic party? You cannot take her to a caster wedding or a Jellic party. Poor E0, E1 Horla. She might not be as fun at Burning Man or at raves or at parties, but you can at least take her out in public. That's why I will never pull her hit E2 on her. I want the flexibility of Horla as a waifu. I don't want to get her addicted to heroin and give her the E2. I want her to be flexible. I want her to blend with any team comp I run. Any team comp I run, any party I go to, E0, E1 Horla will be there supporting you. E2 Horla, you can only take her to parties where there's drugs. Okay? So, let's explain the next unit. Dorisine. So, Dorisine, complete dog shit endgame. So, on my tier list, he's one of the only units where people notice a discrepancy. Whereas Munchette's the same. Again, Munchette, C tier, A tier whale. A tier whale, for sure. Dorisine, B tier, B tier. He does not get stronger when whale. He's trash everywhere. He's trash most cases here. But let's go and explain his pools. So, for new player, E0 to E3, Dolphin. Max, he needs every dupe. If you want endgame. He's one of the worst endgame units. But out of the rerun banner, technically speaking, if you're a new player playing story mode, he is the best unit for easy mode content. Dare I say it, he's the best unit in the entire game if you're playing Mickey Mouse content. Why is that the case, players? Well, he gets stronger the weaker your opponent is. So let me explain it, because I meme him all the time. Everyone in community memes on him. He's complete dog shit. Endgame. He is awful. Story mode content, easy content, anything easy mode events, he sweeps. He sweeps anything easy mode. Anything easy mode, he sweeps. You can just turn your brain off. You can use an E0, whatever Dorisine. When you're pulling on him, you're going to play through story mode, and you're going to talk to everyone in my Discord or in any community. You're going to be like, well, you guys are so wrong. Dorisine is so great. He one-shots everything. Yeah, Dorisine will one-shot everything. Dorisine is so good in easy mode content. He one-shots everything. You don't have to think. You don't have to play the game anymore. You don't have to play the game. You can just AFK, play the game on auto. The game, he's the best auto unit. He's one of the best auto units in the game. Cause in easy content like this, you just do this. You just do this. Any easy content, he can infinite kill all the time. And he does a lot of damage. Why is he so strong in easy content, players? Like garbage units, like Wiz, like Pollux, etc. He has extremely high base damage on his cards. What do I mean by base damage? This number is higher than usual. His scaling, and he does more damage based on the missing HP a unit has, or the enemy has. So, those of you guys who aren't retarded, those guys who've been to college, I don't even think you need to go to college, those guys who have finished 3rd grade math, 2nd grade math, what year do they teach you percentages in school nowadays? 2nd grade, 3rd grade? Do you guys know how percentages works? Let me go in and explain how percentages work, guys. So where's my garbage Dorisine cop here? Here we go. So, this boss has 1.1 million damage. 1.1 million HP. And this Alert 1 boss has 30,000 HP. Yep. So, this is his main gimmick. Every 1% HP the target is missing, the final damage of this Exo is plus 3%. Oh, that's so good, players. When the boss, 3%, it is good. It is good. Everyone will tell you it's good. It's one of the highest final damage percentage in the game. If you get it all the way down, it's like almost 300% final damage buff. It is huge. Double crit damage, it's huge. 500% strength scaling, it's huge. This is amazing, players. This is great, players. I have so many Dorisine videos where I explain why this is bad. Let me do it one time. Oh, this is great, players. Oh, the boss has 30,000 HP. I played these cards. Oh my gosh. I did 10% of the boss's HP. So now Doresain has a 30% damage buff. Oh my gosh, that is amazing, players. That is amazing, players. Yeah, for early game content. But, end game content when the boss has 1,000,000 HP. When the boss has 1,000,000 HP. Let me just do this. Bone. And, is a little bit less. How much percentage did we do there, guys? Tell me. The math. If we were to do 20,000 damage to 1,000,000 HP, that's right, 1%. 1%. That's a 3% damage buff, guys. So, the weaker the enemy is, the more he clears. The higher the HP is. When the HP reaches millions to tens of millions, getting 10% of 1,000,000 is 100,000. 10% of 100,000, or even 10,000. It's 10,000 and 1,000 respectively. You see the math here? You see the math here? He scales off percentages. And towards the end, if let me explain this in more simple terms, like Kaylee terms for you. So if you were able to get a boss down from 1,000,000 HP to 30%, that would mean you somehow managed to do 700,000 damage without Dorisine. You were going to kill the boss anyway, and you managed to get the boss 70% down without Dorisine. Catch my drift? If you manage to do that much damage, that's a lot of damage. That means you have another carry. That means you're not playing Dorisine, because he does not do that much damage on his own. That means on that specific team, you were going to kill the boss anyway. If you're going to do 7,000 damage to get 30%, sure, that's reasonable. So yeah, he's a win more character. The Chinese still like him. On the Chinese tier list, he's very high still. They're turning on him still with G-Lotan. And with all my videos, this should release before or after the strength scaling video, where I'm shit and make fun of him. Because he scales extremely bad endgame. Let me pull up the spreadsheet. This is going to be a big spoiler. But if you made it through like 30 minutes, you guys deserve to be spoiled. You guys earned this. Because you guys made it through this far on my Rage Rerun video. So, here we go. This is my strength scaling list that I made that I'm going to upload soon. So this is every whaled unit and how they function with strength. These are the top units. 2.5 million, almost 4 million, 3 million, 2 million. Goliath, this is pretty impressive. Just watch the video. 600. This is my Dorisine. This is how much damage she does with 2,000 strength. 500,000. Now, early game. This is going to be super hard. He starts off at a very high baseline damage. End game. Compared to... Oh yeah, this is G-Lotan, by the way. 2 million. So compared to any other unit, he's factually, besides Nymph, where I memed, the weakest scaling late game unit whaled out in the game. Factually speaking, I did the test. Every unit, I give them the best case scenario. Best case scenario, I gave them a boatload of strength. I calculated for everything. He is factually the weakest whale strength scaler in the game besides Nymph. So yeah, he is so bad. He is so bad, the Chinese make fun of him. And in my recent videos, I detailed the Chinese reactions, because the Chinese reactions are hilarious to Dorisine here. So let's go to the, where is it? There you go. Chinese reaction to Dorisine. Sorry, I don't have these all prepared. I'm wasting your time and mine. So and boom. So this is the Chinese reaction Dorisine. Now I translated a bunch of times with AI, but one of my viewers, this is the current Chinese reaction for Dorisine. This guy translated. He says his whale borrowed Dorisine with level 90 with plus 12 wheels, exalted for 12,000 damage. Now on stream I showcase the very first exalt does 12,000 to 30,000 damage. Whether it depends on where it crits or not on a boss battle. Now, your new Dorisine, as a new player who's clearing the story mode, it's going to do thousands of damage, going to do more HP than the mobs have because you're playing on easy mode. You're clearing easy content. He's going to clear easy content. He's going to be the best pool you ever have, one copy. He's going to brain dead you through all of story mode. He's one of the easiest units to play in the game. He's going to carry you throughout all the easy content in the game. No questions asked. No questions asked. But this is the Chinese reaction. Dying in front of my PC. Worse than E3 Jellet. He's factually worse than every other strength scaling unit in the game. He wonders if Light dislikes Dorisine's voice actor, and that's why he makes Dorisine so dogshit. And the Chinese community are turning on him. Slowly. They still rate him higher than NA, because they're all whales there. And when he's super whaled out, he does some stuff on his whaled out kit that is decent. So that's the thing about Dorisine. So, yeah. Dorisine is god fucking awful. Wait, I'd make this video super long anyway. Let me further emphasize this. How dog shit he is endgame. Let me further emphasize this. Let me just grab random units here. Let me just grab random units. Oh, here's the 24. Let's grab the Exalt unit here. Oh yeah. Ogier does more damage than Dorisine, by the way. Ogier on a full burst turn does more damage. One of my viewers tested it for. I didn't make it a strength scaler. One of my viewers tested it, and from their screenshots, I didn't verify it myself because let's see. Where is she? I didn't verify myself because I was too lazy to run it, but Ogier, factually, if you have a whaled out Ogier, does more damage than Dorisine. I didn't want it to be true, but it is. It is actually true. I was like, there's no way Ogier does more damage than Dorisine, but one of my viewers proved on a full optimized burst turn with the same amount of strength, if you're duping his 2 cost with dies, he actually does more damage than Dorisine. He actually does more damage than Dorisine. So it's all garbage fucking units here. All garbage fucking units here. Low investment here. So let me just rouse up the Dorisine. So this is his whale option. His whale is very good on that because it does a percent of the boss's HP. 260,000. That's amazing. But this is how much damage he actually does. Pathetic. Absolute dog shit. Let me just feed up the thing so I can further emphasize here. So I borrowed a weak G-Loton. G-Loton E0 does more damage than a whale Dorisine, because she scales off how much damage the boss does. So let's just this. And he also strength scales faster than Dorisine. Yeah, 2,500. So, And let's just wait. Let's give him the best. Let me give him the best chance, guys. So, again, that's the Ancient Embers. Not fair. So, let's get rid of that Ancient Embers real quick. Strike. Get rid of this. Again, the actual damage is only 9,000 damage on that. So, this is his Exalt damage. Without Vaughn. 31,000. There. 31,000 there. Very impressive, guys. Very impressive, guys. Very impressive. For this whaled out unit, because, again, no strength, no Vaughn, HP still too high. Versus this weak-ass Giloton. Or any unit in the game. Any strength scaler in the game. I don't have to be picky here. Any strength scaler in the game. So, we just... Which one is fake? Any strength scaler in the game, I'm just going to proc DR here. If I can. I'm going to try to get Gary Exalt up. I'm just playing this wrong. I'm just trying to get Exalt here. Here you go. Never run this team. I'm just making a quick showcase. I know Dorisine enough that he's going to lose to this. I'll play Dorisine enough to know he's going to lose to this. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, Dorisine is going to lose to this. Without even Vaughn. So, Longblade. And let's just Posse. Supply the thing. Okay, I'm not even doing this right. No Vaughn on the boss. Whatever. 82,000. This is like the weakest Giloton I can pick up. This is literally the weakest Giloton I picked up. Literally the weakest one I can find. This is my plus 12 Dorisine with 2 plus 12 wheels. I didn't even put Vaughn on the boss. I played it completely wrong. That's Dorisine endgame. That's Dorisine's endgame right there. He demands too much. So let me give you this. So what I would say pull for him. Pull for 1 copy, cause you're a new player, right? You can pull for 1 copy, only 1 copy. Don't invest too much on him. Clear easy content with him. Brain dead for easy content on him. Cause let's be honest, story mode is insanely easy now that they nerf it. You're not fighting real people. Who are you fighting in these story modes? You're fighting weak children. You're fighting orphans here. And you're picking on little orphans? He destroys. He destroys the average orphan family. So, let's get a little bit, cause you know my content. You know my type of humor. So, 10 HP! Exactly what he wants. 10 HP! Exactly what he wants. Exactly what Dorisine wants, okay? 10 HP, 10 HP units. 10 HP units. So this is the typical orphan. He can take on a cool... If there are 100 kindergarteners, he's one of the best AoE units in the game. If there are 100 kindergarteners, easy difference. Malnourished children. Enough damage. Super easy to play. That's what he's good for. Easy content. Whenever I'm doing super easy content, I pull out the good old Dorisine, okay? I pull out the good old Dorisine. Now, wow, there's 4 kids here. Forever Nice. Destroyed. These orphans don't even know what's coming. Don't even know what's happening. Pretend these are like Palestinian children nowadays. Dorisine would mog them. He would be the IDF's strongest soldier. He needs no investment to take on little children. That's what he's good for. Don't at me about Palestine. If he was in Ukraine, he'll be great. He'll be great. Like in the Russia-Ukraine war, he can fight for both sides. They're both malnourished soldiers. They don't have any weapons. They don't have enough HP to fight against him. He can handle them without a doubt. You deploy him into Africa, he's fighting child soldiers. Those child soldiers don't know what's coming. Dorisine mogs the child soldiers all day, every day. But if you're deploying him in any real military, he's one of those, mall cops. Dorisine is a mall cop. He's like one of the biggest mall cops in the world. He's Paul Blart on steroids. He's Paul Blart on steroids. Because those typical mall cop, the American mall cop, if he tried to join the Navy SEALs, he get laughed out. Think of Endgame. Think of Alert 5 as joining the Navy SEALs, joining like real militaries. The British SIS, James Bond type shit, the IDF. Actually, maybe the IDF is like too good. They might have higher standards than Dorisine. Okay, let's say he's working for Meth Head Joe. Not even in Florida. Okay, Florida children might be too strong for Dorisine. We gotta scale him down. Florida children might be too strong for Dorisine. Let me scale him down here. Okay. Japan post Hiroshima. So, the only way Dorisine can work in Alert 5, which he does, is if it's a Hiroshima incident. What do I mean by a Hiroshima incident? When they make an Alert 5 boss, which spawns a lot of weak mobs. Then he can join the American Army. Think of the Navy SEALs and the American Army as a typical Alert 5 wave, okay? Their enlistment requirements are too high for Dorisine. Too high for Dorisine. These mobs have too much HP. With caveats, in these rare niche scenarios, he's very good. Let's say Marion boss, let's say a ghost boss, let's say zombie bosses where they spawn a lot of weak mobs. All those zombie mobs, he's very good on those teams. Let me show you what I'm talking about by zombie mobs. Let me give you a good visual aid here. Oh, these guys. See these thin, decrepit body guys? See these guys? See these little snails and worms? Anytime you see these mobs, Dorisine destroys. Yeah, he destroys these mobs. See this? You know what this guy is? You know what this represents? This represents a post-Hiroshima Nagasaki survivor. Dorisine is for after the Americans deployed the nuclear bomb and bombed Japan to hell and back. When all the burn victims, all the nuclear radiation victims are crawling through the rubble and wreckages, that's where America will actually enlist Dorisine to finish off these radiation-sick survivors. Because this is what the average person looks like after they get hit by a nuke. After you nuke whatever boss you has, you deploy Dorisine, he will clean up. Easy. These radiation zombie survivors. Great. S tier. But if they're healthy, if they're not dying, another example. Another time in history where he can join the American Army. When we're fighting the Indians. Or the Native Americans. After we deployed the smallpox blankets, okay? Right after, Dorisine's the one who needs someone to hand out the smallpox blankets to all the Native Americans. And then he waits a month. And then he clears the entire population, America. That's where you would deploy Dorisine. When the enemies are weak enough. for smallpox, nuclear radiation, starvation, war. So that's where the average unit will deploy him, and that is so rare. You get these scenarios for Doresain. But that's what he's good at. He's a good mall cop. You're telling me a mall cop can't finish off smallpox survivors? You're telling me a mall cop can't finish off post-nuclear survivors? That's what Doresain's good for. So let's go over the next unit here. I hope you enjoyed that little tangent. I hope that visual aid is enough to explain. So, let me go over the next unit. Munchette, C tier. A tier whale. Not recommended for most new players, especially with G-Loton out. My example of a good unit with only damage. Now, she is terrible for new players. She wants plenty of dupes and resources, as well as a specific team to run her in. Most players will not have the pulls to pull her to E3, or OE, or plus 12. You won't have the DR covenants. You won't have the setup to do her. And she will only feel a wave 3 comp in most cases. A lot of people are underwhelmed with her. Most new players are underwhelmed with Munchette on my Discord, because they know that E0, useless. She needs a lot of dupes to require compared to other units in the game. Is she viable? Yes. With investment. Most guys will not have that investment as a new player. Also, her wheel, dog shit. Dorsey's wheels, okay. Her wheel is dog shit. It's only good on her. Why? She's the only pursuit strike unit so far. No other unit can use that wheel, not universal. However, this is a skip. Dorisine might a skip as well, but if you want to whale her out, it's OE, E3, and max. So, let me go over her kit and explain why it's bad for most new players here, compared to even Dorisine. So, her kit, compared to any other unit in the game, provides nothing but damage compared to any other DPS in the game. I value utility. If you're pulling for Munchette, that means you have to make Munchette your carry. That's her role, is your main carry. But you have to find someone else to give you the bone, or the weakness, or the DR, or other utility. Every other DPS in the game, which I rate higher than her, provides one or several key components for a comp. So you don't have to scrounge for that many supports to make the comp work. Let's look at even dog shit Doresain, for example. And he one-shots easy waves. He gives you Vuln, he gives you strength, he has additional scaling options, and he heals. These are units that exist in the game. Jellet does more damage than Munchette at lower investment. And I proved that on my strength stream mode, which I do it. There are units that does more damage than her. You cannot deny they do more damage than her. G Murphy does more damage than her, and she's a support unit. Jellet does more damage than her. She has utility. Caster's more useful, and does more damage if you stall correctly. Pontos does a shit ton of damage. Rely on less dupes. Calf does more damage, keeps you alive, and provides utility by keeping you alive. In a world where these units don't exist, maybe I'll rate her higher. But do you not disagree with me that these units do more damage? Do you not agree with me that these units require less to work with? They provide utility. You don't have to run them as a DPS. You don't have to run G Murphy as a DPS. You can play her as a support. She's an S tier unit. She's one of the strongest units in the game. She has Pot of Greed on steroids, a card that was banned in Yu-Gi-Oh! I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Those guys who aren't retarded and in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scene know the reason why Pot of Greed was banned. It's draw 2, gain 2 mana. That already makes her S tier, and she does more damage than Munchette. Tawil provides everything. Now let's look at a new unit which emphasizes my complaint about Munchette, about how useless and dog shit she is for most players. The newest unit that released, Giloton, does more damage than Munchette. She is a good unit because even she provides more utility than Munchette with her strength gain. And she does more damage at lower investment. If your only role is to do damage on my tier list, if you only deal damage, you better do the most fucking damage I have ever seen in my life. In my life. You have to beat DPS units that do damage and provide you utility. If you don't beat the units that provide damage and utility, then why the fuck do you exist? Why the fuck do you exist in this game? There's a unit that does damage better than you and helps build more teams than you. Giloton does more damage, so that's why she's good. She justifies her relative lack of utility. Munchette does not justify it. If she does the same or less damage than a unit that has utility, like Calf, or Tawil, or Gellet, then it's dog shit. Then it's dog shit. And she's dog shit for most new players. In addition, her scaling off of DR, most of you guys won't have a built DR covenant. Those guys who watch my coaching sessions for new players, most of those fucking retards say, oh, I just put her a DR comp. Yeah, most players won't have DR covenants. They're focusing on building a Keyflare covenant. You're focused on building other covenants. You're not even going to have 100% DR. You're going to have like 80% DR. You're going to have 1 DR proc. And that's her scaling. She scales when you fucking die. On easy content, you shouldn't fucking die. I don't know if I'm taking crazy pills. You shouldn't fucking die. It's easy content. Hello? So that's why she's terrible. Terrible, terrible for new players. If you're invested, she's good. But even when whaled out, she's not as good as other damage dealers. She's not the best damage dealer in the game when whaled out. And with her kit, I expect her to be the best damage dealer in the game. She's not even top 5. If she's not even top 5, then why the fuck does she exist? You cannot deny that. G Murphy does more. Calf does more. Gellet does more. Even now with the new units, Giloton does more. Tawil does more in Blue War comps. So yeah. While they're all better units than her. So that's how I rate units on my tier list. Those guys, they can't debate with me because I'm right. But yeah, that is Munchette in a nutshell. She's viable, whaled out. C tier. So, yeah. So I'm going to upload this video. Rage Run. This is an hour long. I explained everything. Stop the recording.